Imagine a forgotten corner, dark, dull, and uninviting. Now, picture a cascade of emerald ferns. Sunlight filters through, painting the ground with dancing light. This is the magic of shade-loving plants. They thrive where sun worshippers falter. These plants transform dim spaces into vibrant havens. Discover the joy of gardening in the shade. Unlock a world of unique beauty and tranquility. Let's explore the enchantment of shade-loving plants. Ferns evoke a sense of timeless wonder. These ancient plants have been around for millions of years, long before the first flowers bloomed on Earth. Their presence in our gardens and forests connects us to a distant past, a time when the world was a vastly different place. The sight of ferns thriving in the shade with their intricate fronds and lush green foliage can transport us to a serene and mystical world. Their delicate fronds unfurl like ancient secrets, slowly revealing their intricate patterns and textures. Each frond is a masterpiece of nature with its finely divided leaflets and graceful curves. As they unfurl, they seem to whisper stories of ancient forests and forgotten times. Watching this process can be a meditative experience, reminding us of the slow and steady rhythms of nature. They thrive in cool, damp shade, mimicking their forest origins. In their natural habitat, ferns grow under the canopy of towering trees where they are protected from direct sunlight and harsh weather conditions. This environment provides the perfect conditions for ferns to flourish, with plenty of moisture and rich organic soil. By recreating these conditions in our gardens, we can enjoy the beauty and tranquility of ferns in our own outdoor spaces. Japanese painted ferns offer a spectacle of color. Unlike many other ferns, which are primarily green, Japanese painted ferns boast a stunning array of colors, from silvery greens to deep purples and burgundies. These vibrant hues can add a touch of drama and elegance to any shady garden, creating a striking contrast with the surrounding foliage. The unique coloration of Japanese painted ferns makes them a popular choice for gardeners looking to add visual interest to their shade gardens. Their silver-green fronds, splashed with burgundy, add drama to shady spots. The combination of these colors creates a mesmerizing effect, drawing the eye and adding depth to the garden. The delicate, lacy fronds of Japanese painted ferns also provide a soft, airy texture that contrasts beautifully with the bolder, more solid forms of other shade-loving plants. This makes them an excellent choice for creating a layered, multi-dimensional garden design. Ostrich ferns with their towering fronds create a sense of woodland serenity. These majestic ferns can grow up to 6 feet tall with large, feathery fronds that arch gracefully outward. Their impressive size and elegant form make them a focal point in any garden, evoking the peaceful ambiance of a forest glade. Ostrich ferns are particularly well suited to larger gardens or naturalistic landscapes where they can be allowed to spread and create a lush, green backdrop. Plant ferns near a water feature. The combination of ferns and water can create a truly magical atmosphere, reminiscent of a hidden woodland stream or a secluded forest pond. The gentle sound of water flowing over rocks or trickling from a fountain can enhance the sense of tranquility and relaxation, making your garden a peaceful retreat from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Ferns thrive in the moist, humid conditions often found near water features, making them an ideal choice for these areas. The gentle sound of water complements their delicate beauty. The soft rustling of fern fronds in the breeze, combined with the soothing sound of water, can create a sensory experience that calms the mind and soothes the soul. This harmonious combination can transform your garden into a sanctuary of peace and serenity, where you can unwind and reconnect with nature. Ferns prefer well-drained soil rich in organic matter. To ensure your ferns thrive, it's important to provide them with the right growing conditions. Well-drained soil prevents water from pooling around the roots, which can lead to root rot and other problems. Adding organic matter such as compost or leaf mold improves soil structure and fertility, providing the nutrients ferns need to grow strong and healthy. Regularly amending the soil with organic matter can also help maintain the ideal moisture levels for ferns. Amend the soil with compost before planting. This simple step can make a big difference in the health and vigor of your ferns. Compost not only enriches the soil with essential nutrients but also improves its texture and drainage. When planting ferns, dig a hole that is slightly larger than the root ball and mix in a generous amount of compost. This will give your ferns a strong start and help them establish quickly in their new home. Keep the soil consistently moist. Ferns are moisture-loving plants and they need a steady supply of water to thrive. However, it's important to avoid overwatering, as this can lead to root rot and other issues. The key is to keep the soil evenly moist, not soggy. Regularly check the soil moisture levels and water as needed, especially during dry spells or hot weather. Mulching around the base of the plants can help retain moisture and reduce the need for frequent watering. Mulch around the plants to retain moisture. Ferns are relatively low maintenance. Mulching not only helps conserve soil moisture but also suppresses weeds and regulates soil temperature. Organic mulches, such as shredded bark, leaf mold, or straw, are particularly beneficial for ferns, as they break down over time and add valuable nutrients to the soil. Apply a layer of mulch around the base of your ferns, being careful not to cover the crown of the plant, and replenish it as needed throughout the growing season. Remove any dead or damaged fronds. Regular maintenance is essential to keep your ferns looking their best. Dead or damaged fronds can detract from the overall appearance of the plant, and may also harbor pests or diseases. Use sharp, clean scissors or pruning shears to remove any unsightly fronds, cutting them back to the base of the plant. This will encourage new growth and help maintain the plant's health and vigor. Divide overgrown clumps in spring. As ferns grow and mature, they can become crowded and may benefit from division. Dividing ferns not only helps control their size but also promotes healthier growth and increases your plant stock. The best time to divide ferns is in the spring, just as new growth begins to emerge. Carefully dig up the clump and use a sharp knife or spade to separate it into smaller sections, each with its own roots and fronds. Replant the divisions in well-prepared soil and water them thoroughly to help them establish. Enjoy the timeless elegance of ferns in your shade garden. With their graceful fronds and lush foliage, ferns can transform any shady spot into a verdant oasis. Whether you choose to plant them in a woodland garden, along a shaded pathway, or near a tranquil water feature, ferns bring a sense of peace and beauty to the landscape. Their low-maintenance nature and adaptability make them a perfect choice for gardeners of all skill levels. Embrace the whisper of ancient forests and let ferns add a touch of timeless elegance to your garden. Hostas are the stars of the shade garden. Their foliage takes center stage. From chartreuse to blue, their leaves come in a breathtaking array of colors and textures. Sun and Substance boasts giant golden leaves that brighten up dark corners. Blue Angel offers a sea of cool blue-green foliage, creating a sense of tranquility. Hostas are perfect for adding structure and visual interest to shady borders. Hostas prefer well-drained, humus-rich soil. Amend the soil with compost before planting. Choose a spot that receives morning sun and afternoon shade. Water regularly, especially during dry spells. Slugs and snails can be a nuisance. Use diatomaceous earth or copper tape to deter them. With proper care, hostas will reward you with years of lush foliage. Ivy, a symbol of enduring beauty, thrives in the shade. Its trailing vines weave a tapestry of green, adding a touch of romance to any garden. English ivy, with its classic lobed leaves, creates a timeless look. Algerian ivy, with its larger leaves, adds a touch of drama. Ivies are incredibly versatile. They can climb walls, cascade over containers, or act as a lush ground cover. Ivy prefers well-drained soil but tolerates a wide range of conditions. Plant in partial to full shade. Water regularly, especially during the first year. Prune in spring to control growth and remove any dead or damaged vines. Ivy is a low-maintenance plant that adds year-round interest to the shade garden. Section 5. Bleeding Hearts. Romantic hues in the shade. Bleeding hearts bring a touch of whimsy and romance to shady gardens. Their heart-shaped flowers dangle gracefully from arching stems. The classic pink bleeding heart, Dicentra spectabilis, blooms in spring, its delicate flowers a beacon of color. Fringed bleeding heart, Dicentra eximia, offers a longer bloom time with its fern-like foliage and delicate blooms. Bleeding hearts prefer moist, well-drained soil. Amend the soil with compost before planting. Choose a spot that receives dappled shade. Water regularly, especially during dry spells. After the foliage dies back in summer, mark the spot to avoid disturbing the dormant plants. Bleeding hearts truly add a touch of magic to the shade garden. Section 6. Astilbe, plumes of color in the gloom. Astilbe brightens up shady gardens with its feathery plumes of color. These elegant perennials thrive in moist, shady conditions. Their colorful plumes, ranging from white to pink to red, add vertical interest and texture to the garden. Fanal Astilbe offers deep red plumes that contrast beautifully with green foliage. Vision in white brightens up shady corners with its pure white plumes. Astilbe prefers moist, well-drained soil rich in organic matter. Amend the soil with compost before planting. Choose a spot that receives morning sun and afternoon shade. Water regularly, especially during dry spells. Divide clumps every few years to maintain vigor. Astilbe adds a touch of elegance and drama to the shade garden. Section 7. Soil Secrets for Shade-Loving Plants. Understanding your soil is key to success in the shade garden. Shade often comes with tree roots, competing for nutrients and moisture. Amend the soil with compost to improve its structure and fertility. Compost provides essential nutrients and improves drainage. Mulching is crucial in the shade garden. A layer of organic mulch helps retain moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. Test your soil's pH before planting. Most shade-loving plants prefer slightly acidic to neutral soil. Amend the soil accordingly. Avoid over-fertilizing shade-loving plants. Too much fertilizer can lead to lush foliage growth at the expense of flowers. With proper soil preparation, your shade-loving plants will thrive. Light plays a crucial role in the shade garden. Observe how the light changes throughout the day. Some areas may receive dappled sunlight, while others remain in deep shade. Choose plants accordingly. Create a sense of depth by layering plants with different light requirements. Place taller plants towards the back and shorter ones in front. Use light to highlight focal points. A strategically placed bench or sculpture can create a sense of drama. Consider using light-colored flowers and foliage to brighten up dark corners. White, cream, and pale pink flowers can illuminate shady spots. The interplay of light and shadow adds a touch of magic to the shade garden. Creating a shade garden is a rewarding endeavor. Start by assessing the amount of light your garden receives. Note areas of deep shade, partial shade, and dappled sunlight. Choose plants accordingly. Prepare the soil by removing any weeds or debris. Amend the soil with compost to improve its structure and fertility. Select a variety of plants with different textures, colors, and heights. This will create a sense of depth and interest. Plant in layers with taller plants towards the back and shorter ones in front. Water thoroughly after planting and mulch around the plants to retain moisture. Congratulations, you've taken the first step towards creating your own shade haven. Maintaining a shade garden is a labor of love, but the rewards are well worth the effort. Water regularly, especially during dry spells. Mulch around the plants to retain moisture and suppress weeds. Fertilize sparingly. Too much fertilizer can lead to lush foliage growth at the expense of flowers. Deadhead spent blooms to encourage more flowers. Divide overgrown clumps in spring or fall. Monitor plants for pests and diseases. Early detection and treatment are crucial. Spend time enjoying your shade garden. Relax on a bench surrounded by the beauty you've created. Your shade garden will thrive with your care and attention. Shade gardens offer a unique and rewarding gardening experience. They challenge us to think differently about plants and light. Embrace the tranquility and serenity of the shade. Discover the beauty of plants that thrive in these unique conditions. From the delicate fronds of ferns to the bold foliage of hostas, shade-loving plants offer a world of possibilities. Create your own shade haven. Transform a dim corner into a vibrant tapestry of life. Let the magic of shade-loving plants enchant your senses. Enjoy the peace and tranquility of your own shady retreat. Gardening in the shade is a journey of discovery. Embrace the challenge and reap the rewards.